Well, the map pick goes in favor for Unjustified. We'll have to see now on map number 2 if Davenport University can keep themselves alive for this best of 3. I'm last joined with the lovely Cole Exner. And now we're starting things off. Unjustified on that CT side.
CT sides look to be really strong for them as well. At least that's what we got out of them on Inferno. Little triple con setup, an old Classico in the NA region here, and it's going to work out potentially very well. Spek showing some face here, but maybe not so well. Not as well as you might think. Cyrix, the only one to recover with a massive 3 kills. There's one still around the corner. Hasn't shown face. Pugg. Oh, no. If they don't clear out Micro, they're going to realize that this is a complete fake. No one's past his sightline. So you're going to have a committed jsfeltner on the speed bomb site, and he's going to play it to perfection.
Oh, look at him. He can just wait this thing out now. He's just going to be patient. Can take the planter down. Nice little one shot. Now he can just retreat this plan and making it a lot harder for Pugg. Needing to do something huge. One player on cat, one towards monster. Bomb is going to get picked up. Oh, no, surely not. There we go. Okay, Micro goes for the big swing. He's able to hit it. It's a home run, and it's Unjustified again to continue this CT monstrous performance again.
Beautiful work being done right there as well, man. Cyrix recovering that round in a big way, though. All the credit to him and what he was able to do right there, right? If you didn't have that performance from him, we could have been looking at a different round, a dominating round from Davenport. And then Micro to couple that with the patience, the composure not to peek around the corner when he knew there was players coming his way, but just hold his position and realize the value and just the information game alone is massive. Beautiful work from Unjustified. And like you said, it's just going to lead into what is still a pretty domineering CT side that we've gotten out of this Unjustified team. That trend stays true here.
Yeah, I think the jump spot, I don't know. It's looking like Micro maybe could see it, but I don't know. It's hard to see it, but right. Oh,
Zeus out.
And you know, it is a chunky HE. And I mean, when we look at this, I mean, this is the map pick for Davenport. But again, they don't have the best record on this. I mean, they're sitting at about a 4-7 record on it. It's a lot better than Unjustified, though. I mean, they don't have any officials on this yet. So, puts Davenport in the advantage, but we'll have to see if they can get themselves a little bit more composed. And block kill actually going to come through. And now Tensky trying to make something happen a little bit more. A double before he hits the Graves. Swisher, I don't know what that was. It's a one-shotter. And a nice little quick switch to show off the knife, but now it's just Spek. 1-on-3 with a Glock. What are your odds on this, Exner?
Not good. I'll tell you that much. Not for Davenport, at least. Micro going to confirm things. Like you said, man, the head-to-head here, these two teams is going to be interesting, right? You look at this Davenport roster, and you see some up and down results. It's inconsistent, but still, again, it's a map that you can think tactically speaking, they're going to come in on the upper foot. Still a relatively comforting territory for them to play out, and you can understand why they picked it here. On the other end of things, I feel like if you continue to see Cyrix play as well as he is in this series, they're going to struggle here in this first half. Because tactics aside, this guy is going to be able to chop you all up here on the AWP with the aggression that he loves to go for. And when this guy peaks, not a lot of players can stop him here. He's got a very high ceiling in terms of skill. But a nice shutdown from Korn onto Tinsky is a great way to kick off the first gun round here. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Davenport.
This is the weirdest amount of exchanges going back and forth for both teams, but Davenport are going to be able to pick this up in their advantage. Not even really close. I mean, they do have that one player advantage. jsfeltner actually playing a deep smoke right on the end of Monster, so he's going to actually walk through that. He's going to try to manipulate it. His positioning could change things around. Micro by himself, he's just anchoring the safe site. Spotting things out, and Feltner, he's only able to find the one. He goes overextending it now, leaving it just at the FAMAS now. No utility. Does have the kit. And Davenport have time, so they don't have to commit to this. They can get a feeler, and look at that, Cole. It's going to be I don't really want to call it a double fake, but they're going to call it a fake.
It's completely sold. Micro hook line and sinker. Now the Smalley going in towards the A side is going to cut off his rotation if it was ever even in time, and the answer is it's not. Folks starting to punch the digits on top of truck. Maybe not the best post plant, though, I will say. You can see that if he can find this quick kill on the Pugg, it's going to be hard pressed for Kojo to maybe play off the back of that here. Might have shown some shadows. Certainly the case now. Micro has to be super aware, super careful there. Definitely saw some shoulder. So is Kojo. Flash is going on out. Gonna make this round near impossible, but there's the first. Now it's gonna be a long rotation on in. Again, this post plant not the best here for Kojo. He's gotta find the shoulder. He's wallbanging him. Eventually able to convert. And Davenport, they pick up a big one.
Oh man. Oh man, oh man. That comes right down to the wire. I was getting a little nervous there for Kojo, but comes up again with another clutch to bring around here. The first round for Davenport. But a force up going to come through here from Unjustified. You're going to have the scout purchase for Micro. Work around just with some P250s. Not much else. Whoa, no. Oh, please, yes. Let me see it.
What is going on here?
Oh, I was so excited. And I just can't hide it.
Keep going. Why not?
Yeah, they got to commit to this. They're already giving us the show. We got to see it. And they're failing miserably, but...
What are they cooking? The only question I've got, and maybe Davenport as well, alright? What are they cooking here? They've spotted out no resistance. They've cleared out all of B at the moment. You actually have Spek as the probe. Okay, guys, I've got great news. We've won the round. In theory. Here's the scope as well towards heaven.
And he's still pushing forward, too.
Get a little knife action. Oh,
very nice.
Some sushi.
Wow. He's just going all the way around. He's committing for this. Oh, no. Okay, okay. He gets the kill. Micro now in a bit of a tough spot. He spots this player. He gets the shot, but Spek's still able to find him. Nice little top here from Feltner. Now 3-on-2. The scout's still in the rotation. A smoke and a molly available right now for Davenport.
It would be difficult to get back into this one, Feltner. And Cyrix. I mean, you might as well try for this. You got an investment in the next, so it's not the end of the world. Oh. We have to find some exits here. They're slowly clearing out this maze and CT spawn, but in reality, they're just going to be holding on to this little bit of firepower that they have left. Not going too hungry for the hunt. In Davenport, they equalize pretty quickly here on this T side. And again, I talked about this T side being of the utmost importance. We're activating. You know, if you can shut down Cyrix, it's going to be a really good sign for them.
Well, well. Back to an even score line we go. Double scouts now. Okay. Well. I'm still shocked that we saw Spek just pushing all the way through. I thought, like you said, I thought he was going to go for the knife. I thought he was going to try to, you know, get a little greedy, get that extra money, but yes, that's not the case at all. And we're noticing that Unjustified are putting a lot of presence on this connector, which I think they've realized that Davenport University, they like going for this con control, so I like that they're challenging it a lot.
Yeah, at least early on, a part of that early game plan to create space. Now, in the mid-round, they've just tucked in a lonely Cyrix in this position. And the superior firepower, oh man, it barely works out, but it works out nonetheless for Switcher. Micro. Eee, what is going on there? A little bit of unfortunate timing, gonna catch a better end of him, and now it's just gonna be 3-on-5. Not a lot of resistance offered up so far in this round. I don't think there'll be any more left to be said about resistance in this one. A little back of dice molly being tossed on out. It's gonna force him into a rock and a hard place here. Kojo, entry work being done from him. Oh, it doesn't clear out map. Oh, but still nails the headshot. Okay. A bit wild there. Tinsky going to be the only one to chirp up in this one. But it's off the HE. And Spek, no connection. Needed the headshot. There's going to be Davenport taking that lead. Again, you know, sure, you can convert the pistol, but the way that Davenport are cleaning up these rounds is very solid. Cyrix, though, is on weapon of choice here. The Mighty Op for him. And I think this is going to be one of the first tests that Davenport have.
Well, the test of time now, full gun round. Like you said, Cyrix with the weapon of choice with the AWP. Back to the connector control here from Davenport. Potensky actually pushing all the way down long, so he's gotten some good control in real estate, but it doesn't matter. Not when you're letting shots like that, so you're just able to get a nice little double. And there they go. They win that opening duel. They've been successful with this so far, Cole. I mean, they seem to find these entries pretty quick and easy with not too much of a punishment.
There's some phenomenal entry work being found right there. Just dealing with the hyper aggression thrown out, and you can kind of respect Tensky going for it, right? Trying to assert some dominance, but now you're just on the back foot here. Micro on a little bit of re-aggro. Cyrix looking to help out with a little defensive setup, but help is certainly needed. Starts to hear this utility, and maybe this is when attention can be turned, but that smoke's going to isolate one from the other. Micro getting a double swing in, still nails both kills. The flash comes through as well to buy time, but Kojo, the one to clean up, and the one that needs to find a whole lot more. Okay.
Wait.
I don't know if that was a wallbang through the dice, or if you just got a little glimpse of him. Either way, he absolutely sits him down, and Davenport off that man advantage. Just have to call off a save, it seems.
Yeah, no, not even an opportunity to pick up the op either. I mean, still Cyrix is holding it. But now Kojo. 17 seconds. I mean, if he finds this kill, he could just barrel into the site, but yeah, he realizes, no, it's just too risky. Time is not on his side. And we'll now see it back to a tie game. But I like the change in pace from this, right? I mean, we saw that it was before it was Tensky. Even though he lost it, again, he got some pretty good information. And I don't even know how, but Davenport with that man advantage, it still doesn't go their way. They typically do quite well. Their percentage is high when they're in the 5-on-4 situation.
Ran into what was a pretty lethal setup, though. Micro. With a short stint on Orglis, he got the chance to play with some top names, and you definitely could see that this guy's peak is definitely there as well. I mean, that's what this roster brings. Unjustified, when they are playing at their best, can do a whole lot, and you can see a little bit of the individual form in the previous from Micro. Shaving some shoulders right there, though, is Cyrix, man. Somehow not connecting on that jump peak. Everyone on Davenport lucky to walk away, but Korn not so fortunate. Nailed to the wall right there by Tinsky's A1S. Beautiful opener from him. Short-lived success. Spek, slight gappage in that smoke. He's going to collect, and back into even territory here once again for Davenport. They're not too happy with that and all this timing. Very unfortunate, and, well, that's even more unfortunate. Just collecting through the smoke straight up.
Oh, but Cyrix missing the shot. Oh, he gets out of it, though. I thought he was a dead man. Still a threat. Still in the back of bank. Good nade. Well, not a good nade. I don't know why I keep calling them good nades. They're not doing anything. So they're not a good nade. A nade thrown, I'll just say. The basics of Counter-Strike are being done, and now the bomb finally making its way into this site, slowly and surely. Pugg trying to get a little bit of a tap. He's not known for them right now, apparently, and now it's just a save.
Do not talk about Pugg's one taps, apparently.
We don't. We don't.
Unfortunately for him, and unfortunately for Davenport, right? He needed some of those access points. He needed some of those entries to be done, to be found, but instead, they do meet what is a pretty passive and yielding setup on that A side, but one that works out quite well for Unjustified, given the space they had elsewhere and the fast flanks activating as well. It probably created a little bit of concern in their camp here. And Kojo, another round where he's left his own devices. Oh my goodness gracious. No 8 cheese, but the chase is in. My god. Scared of nothing is something you can definitely say of Kojo. Lucky to walk away with his life.
Now what do we see with this kind of a setup, right? I mean, Kojo still has that op. Everybody working around with just the odd pistol. The utility is lackluster, to put one word for it, I guess. And now an aggressive party, but we'll fall back. They're just gonna Houdini out of this one. They're not gonna be there. Cyrix still getting aggressive, goes for a repeat, able to win it and go for another. So now the ops still in the rotation here for Davenport. Kojo still not able to get this at all. Now Spek picks it up. Swisher waiting with the Deeg. Not allowing Cyrix to get more than 3, I guess. And now Spek by himself, he's been spotted. And that is all she wrote.
Getting a little bit nervous right now, man. Cyrix on 140 ADR is a terrifying prospect here for Davenport, to say the least. Someone's got to shut him down right there. Sure, he's farming up some eeks, right? There's nothing like it. You love the repeat on the up when it comes to pistols here, and maybe he doesn't go for those same plays when he's up against the rifles, but still, the fact that his KD continues to rise, the fact that his stats continue to rise is, I think when you see this guy at his absolute peak, and he doesn't seem to be fearing the early exchanges, the early fights, he's constantly peeking out towards the top of the fountain. Always aggressive.
Oh
that
my.
HE is absolutely disgusting though, and the spam just as good. Look at the margins that these players are left on. This is a full gun round, and they are all below half HP now.
Yeah, they haven't seen a single person. That's all utility damage. Now they're just running into this. They're just gonna get slaughtered. Oh my. It's a horror story. And right now it's Kojo with a MAC-10. A retrievable rifle of a Galil. A slightly better upgrade. He will make work of it with 1 kill. But yeah, he must be surfing and chilling a lot. He does get out of that, so now he gets himself another position, and nope, nothing happened there. A little hop to his death. Like you said, man, I mean, we are just seeing some good work coming in here from the big heavy hitters. I mean, 123 ADR from Micro. He's sitting in at 8-5. Feltner wasn't, you know, popping off in the first one, but he is popping off right now. 8-3.
It's a full unification of these individuals, and the utility damage on that last round, man. It just leaves so much to be picked up. You could tell Davenport come in with a decent little game plan. I like the idea, but they just walk into the crossfire, the meat grinder that is that B bomb site here. Feltner tossing some HEs on in. That's perfect on the switcher. There's no escaping the utility damage in, and look at this Pugg panically throwing in the smoke, some mollies. Everyone panicking here. Full panic for Davenport. Bomb in the palm of their hands as well. This site take disjointed. This round seemingly over in a matter of moments, and it's flawless coming through from them.
I don't even know what to think about that micro play that we just saw. I mean, he's just running around spraying. He's like, yeah. I mean, they must be feeling confident right now. Like we said, no official maps on this one for Overpass as a roster. So now Davenport are going to call this timeout. Probably the right call. They have a gun round that they can use here, but what do we see different? I mean, Cole, I mean, we've tried to see them go in through middle. We tried just seeing, you know, a full aggression towards B. Like, it kind of seems like Unjustified are, you know, just doing a good, like, anchoring site right now. I mean, they're not playing too aggressive and not too passive.
Yeah, they got a healthy mix of the in-between right there, and that's the issue right now, is that Davenport trying to adjust. They've called a couple of these timeouts. They've tried a couple of set pieces, and it feels like right now things are a bit out of control. This timeout sure to tame them a little bit, because I think they need to slow down. They need to get their bearings in some of these rounds before they go for some of the executes that they're going for. As you can see, that they're kind of getting plucked apart in the early goings. Again, there's another different approach coming through here from Unjustified. Deep sightline held from Cyrix. He seems to be very confident in holding this angle as well. And once that smoke fades and he spots nothing, sure, there's going to be concerns as to where exactly these Davenport members are, but I mean, pretty much he has all of B in the palm of his hands, at least from the monster side.
Bit more of an execute now, trying to fight for this short A control. Kojo waiting for the jump spot on Dice. Micro just on the other side of this wall. He's playing that perfect angle where his gun shouldn't be sticking out. But they are making some noise. Oh, that flash. I thought they were going to maybe go for the peak there. Oh, he is going to go for it. And Micro, he's only able to find that 1 kill. He gets some assistance, but Tensky's able to come right back through with another one. Still playing a dangerous angle. And Kojo does not expect it. Tensky is just mopping the floor right now, leaving it just down to 2. With 30 seconds remaining. Double flashes available. No more smokes. And Spek able to find that opener, able to look for a little bit more, but it's just down to him. An HE thrown. Oh, that's pretty chunky. That's fine.
Good HE.
Oh, but look at this. Look at this. It's just ring around the rosy, and there it is. One of the closest rounds we've seen, but Unjustified get themselves in a winning position now in this first half. And Davenport may just have to go and concede with some Tech 9s or some pistols on this one.
Not a fun position to be in, that's for sure. Get shut down once again, thwarted on the inbound right there. Some uncharacteristic misses from Kojo as well. Helping out, and Flush and Switcher out of position. Tensky offering up some heroic defenses, and we talk about the individuals, it's just everyone. Here from Unjustified having themselves a couple of nice rounds, and trend's gonna stay true. Cyrix, scared of nothing. Going to peek against the pistols. He's building confidence on rounds like these where he just knows he can pluck them out of the server here. Boost above the smoke as well, where his rifler standing close by. They're already scaling up pretty close. Might have to get out of dodge here. Might have to avoid the spam. They're gonna dive through the smoke. Cyrix is waiting with
Still gets it.
Open arms.
Oh my god! Oh no!
Turns for the 4th. Absolutely disgusting. One around the corner. Spek chases in. Maybe a little bit of an overheat, but the job's already finished here. It's all a name of game. Doing some damage and. Oh my god. They cannot keep giving Cyrix these rounds, man.
Oh man, he's just taking names. He's just picking all the victims, man. He's just unleashed now. 14 and 5. You were talking, you know, the weapon of choice being an op. Yeah, I think so. I think we're getting a pretty good view of why that's the case right now. And Davenport are just struggling to get these kills. I mean, we're not seeing the same kind of, you know, firepower that we normally see from this team. A little lackluster, but still an opportunity to bring things back. And Cyrix will win that duel. Look, man, there is just no stopping this man.
Always reposition towards long. He even lands the shot onto Switcher. Just the tiniest angle, but maybe heating up a little bit too much there again. Going for that re-peek there, walking into the Kojomo. Op scope. It's not going to go his way at the end. You're offing about as wide as it could be from just too easy. Ensky in the meantime slipping the net here on this offense. He's going to have a massive flank. He, at the very least, is going to have all the info in the world as to where his teammates need to be. Oh, he's going to find two.
Oh, Batensky's going to get 2. Oh, patience is a virtue. Look at this. Oh, he is just playing this so well, and there it is. Oh, perfectly executed. Now, once was a 4-on-4, is now down to the 4-on-2. Spek able to get the backstab a little bit back in there. Swisher now able to find Micro, so those are 2 heavy-hitting players here from Unjustified removed. Back to an even footing now. The double players from the CT side in this A site. 29 seconds left on this. They have to commit to this hit now. They got a full belt of utility. They're ready for this, but oh, big swing. Oh, that's a huge swing and unnecessary. But oh no, Feltner, he just able to go for that, and the nade ricochet does some damage, barely anything. But it's down to the 1v1. Feltner gets eaten alive with it. He's looking for more. That smoke comes through, but Spek, he's able to bring things back. Can Davenport pick up the round?
When all else fails, man, you can rely on Spek to activate in these rounds, and he does it right there. That's an insane one to pick up. Absolutely massive coming through from Spek to keep things at least in good contention here. A round that they had no business closing as well. You look at that Tensky flank and you think 9 times out of 10 that's not going Davenport's way. But he manages to claw things back. He catches a lot of that overextension from Unjustified, and he catches it to perfection. So a lifeline granted in this half. They have to capitalize off of it though. It can't just be a flash in a pan round. They need to follow suit. They need to find consistent success here.
Yeah, we do need to see some consistency, and all right, well that's one way to do it. There we go. Davenport able to win these exchanges. Corn gets taken down.
Oh
no. The wrong read. Such a risky play with that advantage too. Now the bomb gets picked up, I guess. But so much information gained. Feltner, he's already pushed all the way through B main, so now he can relay back to the teammates. Okay, stack A, they're not coming here at all. Not this direction, at least. He can play that kind of a interesting retake. And now Davenport are giving up their position right now.
Phenomenal reposition right there coming through from Micro, and oh, just too easy. Able to isolate those fights 1 and 2. The ragdolls all over the place, but what matters most is that Unjustified, they close out another round, and that is just a flash in a pan. It is just a spec round where he's able to do so much. And maybe once he's shut down, there's not much to be offered up. I mean, you take a look, Unjustified right now, 3 players on 180 ADR. You can see Tinsky, Micro, Cyrix, 3 guys that you want landing these shots, being the heavy hitters here. Feltner coming through with a 14-4 scoreline, so he's mopping up all the damage that's been done on some of these players. And then just too easy as that kind of anchored position on B. He hasn't got too much action, but when he did in that last round, he's able to isolate 2 of those fights, shut it down, and win the clutch. So you got to consider the impact that this team is bringing to the table, and you can almost not fault Davenport for struggling against the players that are rising to the occasion here for Unjustified. It seems like everyone's so hungry for the first win in ECL, and it matters a lot. They don't want to be stuck high and dry in that auto-relegation territory here in ECL.
Yeah, and you brought this up actually in the pre-show too, and I'm glad you did, because Unjustified, despite them being 0-3 right now in the league, they remind me a lot of the Axolotls team. I mean, that was a team, again, their record was not good, we'll say. I'll use that. But I mean, nevertheless, I mean, they still had games that were very competitive, even a bunch of overtime games. So they were kind of in the same position, and I think Unjustified are honestly in the same boat right now, because I mean, look at what they're doing. They're 10-4. They haven't had any official map play on this, and they're looking dominant so far in this best of 3, even let alone just going back to Inferno. I mean, that was a 16-11 victory.
Yeah, very good. Very solid performance there on Inferno as well. I mean, CT side was pretty lights out, all things considered, so I mean, if you can bring that in with the map victory, especially against a Davenport University team that I have to consider just constantly rising in form, constantly learning from their mistakes and adapting. Sure. So it would be a bit of a statement victory here for the first of the season for Unjustified. It would be a chance to kind of resurge here in ECL. Maybe not to secure playoffs, but to get something, to claim some sort of stake on season 42.
Oh, they get aggressive again. Micro still holding this. Oh, do they spot him? Oh, he needs to land this, and he's able to get 2. Trying to do a little bit more, but he won't be able to. Now down to 2. Last round of the first half. Everything on the line here. Davenport desperate for a 5th round.
Should be.
And look at this. I mean, Feltner's already pushed again. He has done this multiple times now. He has so much information. This makes it so much easier for the CTs to get themselves in a better positioning for this last round.
Like you said, even if it's not confirmed information that B's clear, you've got some sort of comfort that you'll have a stellar retake if they do commit towards the B side here. At the moment, Switcher and Korn. Korn's been struggling this game as well, at least this map, and he needs to activate. You need something big out of him here. Cyrix is the one you have to deal with, though. You don't want to be walking into this guy with the op. You don't want to walk into this 1-2 punch that they have on this bomb site, but that's exactly what you're going to do if you're Davenport. Jump spotting for all the information in the world. There's the info game. Now they need to isolate these fights, but they don't clear their corners. Just too easy. 1 and a second found from Cyrix. That's going to be the closer from Unjustified.
And we're going to see you after that break. Stay tuned.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Well, we told you it'd be a quick break, but here we are. Map number 2. Unjustified, needing 5 rounds to take this thing with a 2-0. But Davenport desperately looking for this pistol to keep themselves alive. Joining the call is Exner. And of course, Lass. How are we feeling, Cole?
Feeling like this isn't live.
I feel like somebody lied to us.
You know what else I'm feeling?
What are you feeling?
Feeling like Sonic's Law states that Davenport win this map.
Oh, okay. An interesting position they are in. Well,
We'll probably get a little replay on this round. Believe it or not, this isn't how Unjustified are running their T-side pistol.
yeah, I hope not. I sure hope not.
So, imagine we'll get this one match-matic and we'll be going here relatively soon. But all things considered, again, a bit of a bleak scoreline at the end of the day, right? You're looking at that score; it's 4-11, and it's not looking pretty for them. I think there's some little hope to be had. Davenport can bring some good CT sides. They can activate here on the pistol. That's going to give them a lot of encouragement as to pulling this one back here. And again, not the greatest of known quantities and Unjustified on this map, but I think that all things considered, you know, if they do show any struggles here, I mean, it would be the perfect time to activate it if they were just able to show up on the CT side.
yeah, no, that's such a good point too, because I think the one thing we noticed is that they kept losing those first opening duels, and again, for this team, I mean, they have a 29% win rate. I mean, when they lose the first player, so it's not that great of a stat. I mean, they typically do a lot better when they have the advantage, which is a 66. So for, like you said, I mean, the CT side is critical right now for Davenport, but if they can't seem to get the first or the second round, I mean, this could get really messy, or this thing could be closed out pretty quick. So I think a lot of pressure here for the university team to figure things out.
Yeah, I feel like that's also a big factor, right? Pressure for these two teams here. If you're Unjustified, there isn't a lot of pressure this season, right? You are standing at a 0-3 scoreline, so the pressure isn't on you to convert. But I think Davenport probably a lot more pressure. They're in the picture for playoffs if they keep up their hot streak. A win over Mythic, a win over Unjustified. Sure, they haven't played some of the heavier hitters here in ECL, but I mean, if you can keep on taking names like these, you can make a convincing case to make playoffs here this season, and that would be, tenfold what we'd expected of this roster heading into the season. And it's all about showing up, surpassing expectations for this roster, because once you give this team time, expectations can be limited, but I think you can, think quite highly of what their potential is, as long as they continue to show their full force here. But if they drop this map, it is going to be worrisome.
Well, it's going to be worrisome too, because I mean, they'll put them at a 1-2 record. I mean, right now they're dead even with a 1-1, but like you said, Unjustified, it at least gets them on the board, right? I mean, right now, like you said, 0-3, so they are just trying to get themselves back to an even footing. But did get the word in the air is that we're going to have to take another couple minutes here for a break, so we will be back when they're ready to go. Hopefully not too long. Well, well, well. We're back.
Bam.
It's a short break. We promised it. And we delivered. I'm proud of us, Cole.
We did. And luckily we are going to see a much better pistol round here from Unjustified.
Yeah, they've left spawn. It's already looking a lot better.
They're taking control, they're taking space. Now they need to take names. And it looks like Davenport well versed on this defense. They got 4 players here.
Yeah, they're going to push into this, and now Tenski, but it's going to be Swisher with the dualies. Oh, he's able to find 2. Looking for... Now just too easy, able to get himself a double. Oh my word! And it's just Glocks flying. And Davenport University, it starts off hot. And now it gets cold. And Spek needing to get 2 more kills. But okay! Alright, that's a way to do it. Now it's down to the 1v1. The heavy hitters from both teams, all but Spek. Oh, I don't think he saw it, but it doesn't matter! Davenport still get the pistol from the heroics of Spek.
It's not the first time that Specs just express delivered them a round as well, man. Actually, their 4th round was just hand delivered by Spec, so they're thanking their lucky stars that they got this guy to step up in the way that he is. 16 and 15. And again, rounds like those have to be motivators. Other than that awkward bomb drop right there, that round was incredibly unwinnable. A 1v3 for Spec, you give him no chances, but he wins it and he makes it look easy. But speaking of easy, it's Kojomo with an or rather Cyrix with an easy shot. Not just too easy, believe it or not, but good for another here. You don't really want to test the waters here after what they've just done to you and your teammates here. Spec, though, is sticking around for quite some time. Has some support, though, in the back lanes. Pugg collects through the smoke. And now things should settle down just a little bit, at least you'd think.
Okay. I guess during that break, they were talking to Spek. They're like, alright, Spek, you need to do a lot of left in right now, pal. A double for this one. Still running off everything from that last run. Oh, there it is. There's the triple. Tenski by himself. Scout. A minute. He's got a bomb. A kill? Nope. There we go. A 2nd round gained here from Davenport. But we'll have to see if we can have enough money in the bank for purchase. We will. Kinda. I think they're gonna go for it, Cole, no?
I mean, kind of a little half buy once again. I think that this is almost a trademark of Unjustified, these little half buys that they love to go for. They're very conservative, especially when they have leads, so no harm in going for another one of these Tech 9 go rounds where you've proven yourself to do damage once before, but keep on walking into Spek, and we're going to talk the same way about him as we did Cyrix. But speaking of Cyrix, he's going to find Spek, and jsfeltner finds Kojomo. There's 2 opening picks on that A side here with limited resistance. They're going to beat them to the punch as well. A molly thrown in towards bank. They cannot make their way in towards side at the moment. There you go. I'm going to drop the bomb here and allow for rotation to be committed on in, but struggling on the spray switcher. Still recovered, though, from Pugg. Just too easy. Now needs to find one more. Pugg on half HP. Headshot required from just too easy as he's only on 19. Reposition to grab the A1S here could help out in his endeavors, but catching him on the timing. It was a round converted, but not cleanly at all from Davenport.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking clean here from the Davenport squad. I mean, they're picking up these rounds, but Unjustified are not making it easy for them, to say the least. I mean, if you're a Davenport University fan, you can count your lucky stars. They are starting to get themselves that scoreline a little closer. But now it's the full gun round. This is the test. This is where we have to see if Davenport can handle the heat that's packing here in these guns. And a little bit of aggression coming through into middle, but it will be Spek that's actually going to go on the long-hand side of the washroom, waiting things out. So they're not going to try to be aggressive with the op at all.
Hard to blame him here. Cyrix is not someone you really want to be peeking into at the moment, so that's always the risk from Kojomo. Has been a little bit slow to start. He's taking some more stock standard angles, but this is how he likes to start off halves. You want to get your footing first before you go for the hyper aggression. Big shadow advantage from Spek, but Micro still manages somehow to find that kill. especially on the spek, who's been so sharp right now. Shutting him down is massive. Bogdan's Law in full effect, and Bogdan's Law in Micro's hands is still scary.
Yeah. Flash comes in, so actually they're going to swing. They will take him out. Some good utility usage coming in from Davenport. Cyrix now looking to see what he find. Kojo actually makes a shot, but he misses it. So now Cyrix playing with his food a little bit, trying to see what he can do. And now another shot missed here from Kojo. He is just getting so many attempts for this. It's like a cat with 9 lives, but that 9th life is going to be gone. And now Swisher gets the trade back from Tensky. The smokes are being thrown. Swisher trying to find something, but he won't be able to. He just gets caught in the smoke now. It's just down to Korn. He's been quiet. And an opportunity for him to find something. He's creeping through. They hear that noise cue, but he will get eradicated. And now it's a 12th round gained.
Oh, man. That was a series of unfortunate events there for Davenport. I mean, even more unfortunate is the fact that they did so much damage on that half by 2 rounds prior. Look what they're bringing to the table in this one. It's a scrappy buy here, that's for sure. Kojomo, the one left with the most fight in this purchase, and that's a FAMAS. 2 flashes, a couple of smokes here and there. Not too pretty of an investment here. Scary territory for you to be in. Unjustified, they know that they have them on the ropes. An investment like that, but making sure that you're diligent about the capitalization is definitely key. Oh my god, Switcher firing off a couple of shots there, but actually Cyrix to open up proceedings.
Yeah, the advantage comes in, so this is what we talked about during the break. I mean, this is where Davenport struggle when they're down that man, so now they need to figure out something. The Deagle makes a little bit of a connect, doing some more, but not able to get the kill. Just too easy. Able to get another entry and makes himself a double. And there it is. Cleaned up, done. Thrown right into the bin. And we're back here for round 21. And another save will have to be done here from Davenport University.
Pretty brutal scenes as well.
This isn't normal.
We're not getting the same fight out of them as we usually do, and a bit unexpected, but you know, you got to take into consideration a lot of different factors. Again, that pressure is definitely there. Maybe this team, after that win versus Mythic, feeling a whole lot of confidence, putting a lot of pressure on a team that maybe in theory they should be able to beat, but in practice are struggling against heavily. And I mean, hard to blame them. Cyrix is not letting up off this AWP. Might be needing to call in for some support. No, he didn't have armor there, so Kojomo gonna take his head off there with the USB. One more around the corner. That could have been an op in the hands. Still could be. One more to kill is Tensky. But jsfeltner will take care of him, and we're getting close to that series point here. Unjustified to claim their first win.
Yeah, and I think this is the round that we either see to make it or break it, right? I mean, this is where Davenport put full investment into this. Not enough for an op here for Kojo. I think he was just shy. I think, yeah, I think he was like $100 off. I'm pretty sure to glass cannon. So,
Yeah.
so he had to AUG and go for some utility. I mean, if they don't win this round, this again puts them in a huge disadvantage. And they're going to switch up the comp. They're not even going to play towards long at all. So they've actually given that up. Very interesting setup now here, Cole.
Not the op, but at least he has a scope. That's what he's thinking. AUG a little bit out of practice, maybe. But if you're Davenport, you can show no signs of struggle. You gotta make sure that you're punching back here. No mistakes afforded.
Well, we were able to capture yesterday on the Rotterdam, which was Beaky actually had the Krieg. Got an ace with it. So, you know, maybe with the AUG, it can happen too.
Alright.
So, who knows? Actually, smoke lineup's coming through. Actually pulls back now, but the bomb's still on the way in the back and middle. They have not committed to this plan yet. Okay, there we go. Finally going to get picked up from Just Too Easy. But now, look at the time. I mean, there's 30 seconds. They have to make a decision.
Have to quickly as well. Diving on top of this site. This Kojomo. He's going to be ready for the
be too
top
late.
presence here. He's shown face and steps out a little bit too wide. Hyper committed right there, and Cyrix going to punish. This is that A site completely compromised. There's no resistance left behind the smoke, so they're just going to hope to toss in a couple of HGs here and there. Numbers have to be punched in, and they are successfully so. A 4-on-5 retake, man. Not a single kit in play. They're calling it off. They're calling it a day, and that's going to be 15 series point. Locked in for Unjustified right there.
Just like that, losing one player allows for Unjustified to get themselves on the series point. I mean, this is the right call, though. I mean, like you said, they don't have a kit. They have no utility. At least they can kind of get those things purchased up, but now they're asking a lot. They are asking so much out of this for a comeback. So, Unjustified have put this into an interesting position for this best of 3. I don't even know. Do you consider this like a potential upset? It's hard to say.
Maybe after that mythic performance, yes, but I don't know. If we get any sort of glimpse of Unjustified like this versus, even some of the heavier hitters, I just think any team was going to struggle to deal with this right now in the individual sense, right? Cyrix on 23 and 14. Micro's stats got reset, so I'm not sure what he's rocking with right now, but also you got this Tinsky factor, jsfeltner playing very well. You've got 4 players that are showing up in just an insane way. And when that happens, sure, Davenport going to struggle, but any team would. Any team would struggle to deal with the offense and defense that Unjustified are putting up right now. And that's just kind of what we're getting out of this.
Spek going to be the one player close. I don't know if they've cleared it yet. Tensky going to go for this fight, though. Spek waiting. Not able to find that. That jiggle peak still comes for Tensky. Goes for a little bit more, but Kojo tries to help his teammate out. He won't be able to. It's an instant trade. Player advantage now gained here for Unjustified. The CT composition is going to have to switch things up a little bit here. Double player towards B, leaving the one anchor at the A site. Plenty of time for Unjustified to make any sort of a plan.
Selling a massive fake on A right now is Micro here, completely selling him hook, line, and sinker. Actually, maybe Pugg not so encouraged. You still have a double up on this B side. Switcher going to take care of one. Pugg's quickly stepping out for another as well. Ford does get up, down. One more Lizer on the corner. Cyrix, you can't flick in time though. Pugg standing tall on the defense. Feltner versus 2. And bomb yet to be retrieved, finally so. He has to punch in those numbers. Able to make a safe passage on towards the site. This boost gonna net nothing too much just now. How long do they want to commit to it? That's the thing. jsfeltner now can start to get a reposition on in. Spotting out 2 on the bridge. Not quite. Timing not favoring him, but he
he still gets it!
Kill. One more around the corner. Second spotted. Switcher not able to do any damage. The flash from Feltner out. No commitment being made. Switcher needing to tap bomb. He has a flash, but he's just going to commit to the fight. Shadow advantage is found in Feltner to clutch things out to get Unjustified their first win.
Well. I mean, that was a good positioning. Just even going that little bit, on the edge there, on going the right peak, you could see the shadow. You were able to just go for that spam, but Unjustified take this thing with a 2-0. And Davenport University now sit at a record of 1-2 in the league. So, this not looking like the same Davenport that we saw, but I can't ignore